Hi guys. I know we're in the car again. Okay, let's see if my daughter calls. So let me introduce myself. I am Sylvia Hubbard, and I am suspense romance author and founder of Motown Writers Network. So hey Elisa. I'm waving. I'm not pushing a button, I'm just waving. So like I always say, if you like what I have to say, give me hearts to know that actually I'm making sense or I'm helping you guys. Hi Cheryl. Hi you guys. I always do this segment, Ask Me Anything. And this month, one of the new members actually asked, how do I get more readers, or how do I target new readers and things like that. I'm kind of pumped because I actually left a social media class just now, and I know people say, oh Sylvia, you know a lot about social media, why do you need to go? And I actually went just to refresh myself, to get some new stuff, because usually when people are just starting off, they do the hard research so they know what's new and they know what's upcoming. And if it's true or not, they do the real big research for me. So like I go to their classes and I just sit there and I'm like, okay, well, ooh, glad I didn't have to do that research. That's so terrible. That is so terrible. So first I have to back out while I'm talking. If you don't know anything about Motown Writers Network, we meet every second Saturday at the main library. This second Saturday is actually our gift for a reader, and you'll receive a gift. I just actually recently got my gift, so I'm kind of excited. It can be a $20 gift, under $20 gift. So as long as if you are an author, don't bring your book and give it away as a gift. That's not a gift. So we're gonna see how we get home from here. You guys know I don't put the map on like I'm supposed to. I'm always lost when I'm doing these things. So it's so funny. I think God just takes the wheel. Also about Motown Writers Network is that we offer different services for authors. And if you are a member and you haven't been featured on our site, make sure you check out our feature page where you can, be interviewed and be submitted. And hi, Teresa. And you can be featured on our site. I think for next year, what we're going to do is like a weekly feature, here in the group, and then also on the website as well. So you put that at the end of December. So look out for that as well. So today we're going to be talking, like I said, about target marketing, your different target readers, or finding new readers, and what are you not doing, and so forth. So the reason why I'm so interested in this is because after my fire, enough for me to keep readers, which made a horrible mess in terms of once I decided, oh, okay, I got my life together, I can get back online. Well, the readers weren't there anymore, and I was kind of like, okay, so what do I do? Well, I had to literally rebrand or do over what I had already created. And even though I had all the tools, I still didn't have the reader. So I had to slowly build my audience back up, slowly build my book sales back up. And I'm still a work in progress. Even 5 years after the fire, I'm still like not where I was, and I know where I need to do. And I'm gonna tell you, I was a busy mother scruncher. But now that the kids are out the house, I do have a lot more time where I can actually network more, do offline events, do more speaking events, even more. And I'm so glad because I can hire my publicist back again. Hi Cheryl, love you. And then I can do a lot more in terms of especially online. So my notes dropped, so hold on. So anyways, we're going to talk about the initial stuff that a lot of even authors who are already out there, we forget, like things that we already have in place to get even more readers. So you got to remember, you have already, even if you have products other products and services, and you don't even have a book yet, but you have products and services already, then you already have a way to reach the readers that you want. And also backlog of stuff. If you're an author who's already published before, even if it's an anthology, people forget, like, even if you had anthologies and short stories, somewhere somehow somebody liked what you wrote, so you have readers there. You can use your backlog to generate more readers until either your book comes out or with the book that you do have out new now. So don't forget, like, your backlog and your products and services you can use to generate new readers, because sometimes your old readers are there and they're gonna support your new phase that's coming up, but your new readers that you're garnering as you're pushing your new book out, they don't know about your backlog. They don't know about the short stories you had, or even the anthologies you were in. So you have to, you should be pushing that as well. Some people get so focused on pushing that new book all the time that they forget, hey, I still can sell this other stuff as well. Oh, I hate Mustangs. I hate that engine. I'm sorry. So don't forget friends of your readers. There are so many ways to generate, like, campaigns to get your readers to talk to their friends. And sometimes you can even create discussion topics to help your readers say, hey, why don't you talk to me about, your friends? Have you asked somebody, have you heard about Sylvia Hubbard today? You can actually ask them. It was so funny because when I was doing a live book and I was like, hey guys, make this a water cooler discussion with other people at work, because people were at work reading the book, and then they would entice other people to come online and read the book with them when I did live books. And it's so funny because a lot of times it became like the water cooler topic at work and stuff like that. So it was really fun, but interesting. It interests your readers to talk to other readers about you. You can even outright ask them, hey, if you guys got a book club, hey, see if I can be a book of the month, or I would love to come and be a book of the month, or things like that. Word of mouth is everyone should know that word of mouth is the most powerful form of connection and selling and just getting out there and influencing. So get people to talk about you. You're not trying to do the viral, of course. It would be nice if you went viral, but you want to just get people who have general interest to start talking about you, and sometimes just outright asking them, hey, you guys, talk about me in your book clubs. Talk about me when you go to readers things, or talk about me at work to other people, or hey, open conversations. Give them top 10 ways you can talk about me. Post. I might do that. That was a good one. So the next thing people forget is Goodreads and things like Bookbub. Even if you don't interact in the discussion groups that are there, I mean, people die-hard readers are on Goodreads, of course. But even if you aren't on these platforms or aren't connecting on these or using them, make sure that you do have your author page on Goodreads and on Bookbub. A lot of people are forgetting to do that. You even make sure that your book, you have your author page on Library Thing. That's a really popular social media for libraries. And a lot of authors forget about this, is that, like, especially with Amazon cranking down on reviews and people posting reviews, having yourself available where they can post reviews other places or be able to tag you in discussion groups that they're having on other places is really good. And you want to be out there in those communities. You should be in readers' communities if you are selling books. So make sure you have your author's page on Goodreads, on Bookbub. Library Thing is really good. I've had a lot of librarians actually find me on that. So those are really good, popular social media platforms that you can request an author page. Once you get your author page, make sure you claim all your books, and you'll see how to do it. It's really quite easy, especially on Goodreads. Just claim all your books that are on there. They give you that opportunity to claim your books, and so that way people know you and be able to relate to you, and they can leave reviews. So a lot of people say, well, I don't get a lot of reviews on Amazon, and then you can turn around and see that you have a lot of reviews on Goodreads. And I've also sent out campaigns that said TBR me on your Goodreads page, like literally. And I get a lot of that. Goodreads and Bookbubs, I'll say TBR me, put me on your TBR pal, because it'll constantly remind them that they have this TBR pal in Goodreads when they go on. So that's pretty good. Is keep it in front of them when you can't keep in front of them. Well, Goodreads is kind of helping them when they, especially the diehard readers that go in, they keeping up with their page and seeing what they need to read. And when they're doing their book challenges, they're signing up for book challenges on Goodreads. They give them suggestions, and of course they're checking out their TBR pal. So yes, you can't buy my book now, but you can buy my book later when you get it suggested to you again. So, okay. Now, we all, of course, should always, this is a whole nother class of building a brand and building your platform. That's a whole nother workshop. But you should always be doing that every day. You should be trying to build your brand, trying to build your platform, connecting with your social media. You should be updating your website, making sure your blog is in point, at least blogging once a week, sending out social media at least 3 times a week minimum. You should be doing those connections. And of course, through all of this, all the tips that I'm giving you is that I'm about to give you next, it is literally about engaging and consistency and content. Those are the 3 things you have to keep in mind in everything that you do, is that you have to engage, you have to create content, and you do have to be consistent in all of this that you do. So get your pens out and let's get ready to write. Okay? Hi, Danita. Yes, I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I can hear y'all talking. Plus it's just 75. It's okay. Okay, so the first thing is when you're trying to find your readers, and you don't know how, of course you're going to want to sit down and do a hard target market, and build like an imaginary, they say build like an imaginary reader, the reader you would love the most to have your book. So build that imaginary reader, especially if you don't know you don't know who reads your book or who would you want to read your book. Build the imaginary reader. How do they look? What do they do? What job do they do? How much they make? Do they got kids? Even what color they like, so you can make sure that you match the book color with the color. Build the imaginary reader, and then look for that reader out in the open. And you can look for it on online. But if you're going in these online groups, make sure, like I said, engaging. You need to be engaging in these groups. You can't just do flyer drops and hope and pray somebody click through it. Stop doing that. They're actually cracking down on a lot on Facebook with flyer drops. So stop doing the flyer drops. Engage in those groups, before you even think about flyer dropping like that. I know they have their days where, people keep up with that. I've seen somebody had like this. I even have it somewhere. I got to dig it out because I know you guys going to ask me when you see it. But I actually have somebody who anally created a great readers Facebook group and list, and they actually have posted what days you can go in and flyer drop on those days. Good idea, good concept, but I always say if you want to get great readers to come back and follow you and become those diehard cheerleaders, you want to make sure you are not just flyer dropping. You have to engage. Very important. Okay, so number one, after you are creating your target market and everything, number one you want to do is follow online trails. Literally look in groups, look on Twitter, find those hashtags where people are looking up and trying to find books like yours, and find those authors literally that are like your book. Trying to see where I'm going. Find those authors that are like your book and that you can then see how they're garnering readers, what hashtags they're using. So look for those online trails. Sometimes, like, even just following 3 great authors that are like you, and then seeing how they are using hashtags, how they are engaging, and who they have, or engage with them, you can find the readers that you want for your book. Because if they're reading this author's book and you know that your book is like theirs, why not engage in their content? I'm not saying steal their readers. I mean, these readers already bought their books. You are engaging with their readers, so then you can then get these readers to buy your books. Okay, look for influencers. And people think, oh, I gotta get like that big Instagram influencer who's all over TV, who's all over YouTube. No, there are book influencers. There are sometimes reader influencers, people who just love books and they love suggesting books. They're not even reviewers. They're just engaging in several online groups. I've seen them where they're just engaging in several online groups. They do give their opinion about the books and everything like that, but they're really engageful and they're really there for the reading community. You know, they shout out, you know, different authors to say, hey, you guys should check out these books. Get in good with them or see what they have. I cannot tell you how many times, like, I've got in with like book influencers and then they turn around and say, oh my God, Sylvia's about to come out with her new release. I didn't even ask them to do that. They just was keeping up with me, and then they're telling other people, you know, support Sylvia and her new book release, you know, and that's pretty awesome to me, because, you know, they're doing it because they love me, they love my books, they love me, you know, and I've been around them and engaged into their audience, or engaged on their post, or followed them online and engaged with them then. But look for book influencers. They are so important in terms of, oh my God, in this day and age, and as we go into 2020, 2021, they are really important to you as an author. Find them and love them so they can actually talk, because you need cheerleaders. I don't care what you say. I don't care how good your book is. You do need cheerleaders. And people can sit up here all they want and say, oh my God, I sold 50 books or 20 cases to my family and friends. But when it all comes back after 3 months and you looking for readers, I'm going to tell you, those book influencers, sometimes all they got to do is just give a 5-star review on your book, and then it just flies from there. Even better than what your friends and family have done. Okay? Now, sometimes paid advertisement does work. Effective paid advertisement, not just putting, people don't want to see an ad anymore. Now, I say paid advertisement, I use the word advertisement, and that's to corner what I'm talking about. But people really don't want to see an ad. So really research on how to effectively put out book marketing ads that is going to get readers to click and buy. Not just click, but click and buy your book. And make it worth your time. Sometimes that $5 free book money, free ad money that Facebook be giving away does come in handy. I've used it on Instagram a lot of times, and I can tell you, like, it does come in handy, because they do, when you do great ads, they have clicked and bought the book itself because I'm putting out a great ad that's going to target the customers that I want. And like I said, but they don't want it to be an ad. I don't know, it's just kind of like they want to be enticed, or they want to be amused. They want to know, hey, I like this, I like what they're saying, this is something I want to read. So just kind of target your ads. And there's so many YouTube videos out there now. Oh my gosh, it's even Amazon ad programs that you can sign up on Amazon, like in the Author Central area, that you can basically find out how to put together great ads. Kindlepreneur has great ways of, they have an ad program, kind of will educate you on that. I mean, and there's so many insight programs for authors to help you build up ads. It's just ridiculous. But that's like a whole nother class, I'm gonna tell you that. Okay, and then of course, establish trust. So you establish trust by doing those three things: is content, consistency, and engaging. You're establishing trust. If you are putting out great content consistently and then engaging, don't just put up a great post and then don't come back to it. You do have to come up on the platform and actually engage with your audience. Now I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for or some tips that I learned actually today, which is kind of cool, that I learned about engagement, and it was one more thing. It was engagements and insights. Okay, so build authority. That's the last thing that you have to write down. Build authority. So even though you are an author and you're out there pushing your book, pushing people to get that, you still have to build authority. So you should be sharing tips and tricks and resources and things like that. Even if you just share what your literary journey has been like and teaching people how to do what you do, you're still building authority in terms of, I know I am an author, and this is how I'm an author, and this is what I do to become an author. So please share that out to the audience that you are trying to get, because a lot of people like that. Even your readers enjoy that, knowing that, yeah, you're trying to do the best you can do, and sometimes that endears them to want to share you with other people. If they know you're working hard to build readers, and hi Dan, I hope you're feeling better, then they actually feel endeared and feel like they want to share you with their friends to help you grow your business. Okay, so the 2 tricks and tips I learned, since you guys are here this long. So I learned I learned several stuff. It was actually cool. Like, I learned some technical stuff. Oh, don't you have, when you have a 2-stand test and then you don't get one of them out? I hate that. It just sit there. Okay, so one thing I learned is that what's going on with Facebook is that they want you to use the Creator Studio. So if you have a page on Facebook, they want more creators to use the Creator Studio, because they're rejecting a lot of third-party things that people use in order to push their content on Facebook, especially like automated stuff like Hootsuite and everything, because they want you to use the Creator Studio that is on there, where you can actually schedule your post out. I kind of like it and I kind of don't, but I mean, it's a lot easier to handle, and then I can do a lot more posting in terms of like leaving things off for a long time, and I can add a lot more pages and groups that I'm an admin of. So I do like it in that regards, but I don't know, it's just like you're just trying to make things as more proprietary as possible. You know how I feel about proprietary stuff. So if you are getting booted out a lot or in your third party stuff, that is why. It's because are you actually driving? Are you actually driving? Yes, I'm actually driving. I'm only going 60 miles. Well, 65. I just went up to 65. I'm only going 65 miles an hour. But I swear I am looking at the road. Well, it looks like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm actually looking at the road. Especially if I sit back here, it looks like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm actually looking at the road. One day I'm going to get another camera so you guys can see how I have this set up. I swear I'm safe, Dan. But, so they want you to use the Creator Studio, and I'd probably have to make a whole new class for that, because using the Creator Studio, it kind of takes, you're getting used to it. But if you keep using it, after a while, it does get a little bit easier, and you can see what's coming up and what you have to do. So that's why for that. Now, also, if you want to know, I always tell my authors, look at their insights. Insights are really important. Look at your insights when you are doing anything. So if you run an ad, or let's say that you pay somebody to do some promotions for you. So what you do is then you go back and you look at your insights to see if how that promotion worked. Not only the insights on your website, which you should always be looking at almost daily to see what they're clicking on, why they came in there, and what's happening and how long they're staying. But you should also check your social media insights, especially on Facebook. They really have some really good analytics. They've improved it over the years. So you can go into your insights. So when you go into your Creator Studio, or when you go into your back end of your Facebook, you can look at your insights in terms of, and then you see like who's clicking, who's a fan, who's liking pages. You can even see like people who have come in and liked something, but they haven't liked the page. I always call those stalkers. They like a lot of stuff and then they don't like the page. That's weird to me. But also, you can scroll down to the bottom of your insights, and you can actually see, hey Danielle, you can actually see who's stalking you, or who you can stalk. I'm sorry. You can see who to stalk, because Facebook will actually give you who to watch. Literally, it says that, who to watch. Because Facebook has put together an algorithm that has compared you to somebody else. So, and then like who's doing just a little bit better, and they'll give you a little bit of their analytics and what they're doing as well. So you can actually go in and see who to stalk by looking at the who to watch insights and stuff like that. Follow them, see what they're doing. Now, you don't copy what they're doing, but what you do is you see what they're doing, and then you, number one, get better images, get better engagement, and you get shorter copy. That's how you beat the system in terms of drawing who they're drawing into you. Because remember, people don't have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. So if they're putting out longer posts, then you just put out shorter posts. Go from there. I know that sounds crazy. I know it does, but that's how you work it. You're not, and like I said, a lot of people say, well, Sylvia, that's bad. I'm stealing things and blah, blah, blah. They've already got the audience. They've already got people buying their books. Now you want them to buy your books. Readers can only buy so much. Hey there. Of course I'm careful, Deborah. You guys are so sweet. If y'all hear a lot of honking, that means I'm not being careful. So y'all haven't heard honking this time. So I am being extra careful. But the engagement, like I said, going down and seeing your insights, and then going through and seeing what works for other people, and then doing it yourself but better, has always worked for me. And it's really funny, as I go through the years, that's been in all cases, and I've been doing it for a couple of decades now. That has been one of the most recommended ways of just checking out your competition. You should always be checking out your competition. And if you think you're something new under the sun, you smelling the wrong coffee. I'm gonna tell you that. There's nothing new under the sun, but you can make things a lot better for you by going in, analyzing it, and then getting what you need from that, and then making things better and drawing more people toward you. So if you guys have any more questions about target market, and I know that sounds like a lot of work, because people, but you know what, and that's what's funny, because people say, oh, I want the target market, I want people to read my books, I want new readers, but they don't want to do like all the work that needs to be done. I got home really fast. But a lot of people don't want to do the work that goes with getting that market that they need, because it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, because as I said in the beginning, as I did like as I'm doing like new stuff or getting back into the market, that it's hard to horse, but it's a lot of work to stay on that horse now, you know, especially if I had let a lot of things go by the wayside. So now it's kind of like I'm starting back over, and I'm trying to do all this stuff all over again and build the audience, but they're coming back, so it's kind of cool. You know, my first book this year was Daddy's Girl, and it was kind of more or less a test to see, you know, hey, can I get the readers back? And it was surprisingly, you know, with all the stuff, and that's why I didn't even come out with Daddy's Girl till August, because I was literally all throughout the beginning of this year was building back my audience again to have a really good book sale by the time Daddy's Girl come out. So with Black Friday, I'll be coming out with my second book this year, which is Emperor's Addiction, along with my other book, his African Sweetheart, which we're actually going to change the name. If readers know my content out there, we're changing it to Stealing Innocence Part 3. Yeah, Stealing Innocence Part 3. So if you know my books, then you know, hey, it's coming, and that's what it is going to be. And I'm posting this also on YouTube for the readers as well. So with that, we've generated a lot of sales for Emperor's Addiction Part 1, which has already been out, and now Emperor's Addiction Part 2 is coming out. So I've been pushing actually in ads Emperor's Addiction Part 1 on Instagram, and they're low paying ads. They're like $5 or $10, and they actually have been effective in terms of going back and seeing my book sales on Amazon and seeing that this, you know, I'm doing a steady book sales, which is really nice. And then other people are coming back in and saying, hey, I've read the book, I'm ready for part 2. So I'm kind of excited about that. I know it's going to be so overwhelmed on Black Friday and Cyber Monday and things like so forth, but you know what, I'm ready for it. And I hope you guys have been in the group and doing your holiday stuff, because holidays are great for authors, and that's a whole nother video. We could be here for another 10 minutes, but holidays are great for authors, where, you know, you can have the gift of giving, the gift that keeps on giving. You know, get those holiday pictures in there, take it by the tree, take it with the dog on a sleigh, take it with bells, you know, get those book pictures in to get people in the mood to want to purchase your book for other readers or for other writers that are out there. So yeah, don't miss this holiday opportunity, and don't miss the gift card opportunities that are out. People will be getting gifts, forget, but usually they toss those gift cards after it gets down to about $3. Now if you're $9, you can use those $3 that they got on those gift cards. So, you know, remind them, hey, don't throw away those gift cards. Go on Amazon download that book, you know, buy that book right then and there. A lot of people, it's funny because all the way up until January, I will push out, got gift cards, you know, buy books and everything, because I do not only want authors and Motown Writers Network to get some sales, but also I want to get some sales as well. And a lot of people disregard those Amazon gift cards or those book or those, even those little Visa card discounts. They'll throw it away, you know, with a $2, $3, $4 amount on there because they think they can't buy anything. So let them know, you know, they can even go in there and gift the book to somebody else. You know, it's idea is what they should do. You know, once you put that idea in their head, some people were like, oh yeah, this is what I could be doing. And so yeah, give them that call to action. Always thinking about different calls to actions you can do for your reader. So upcoming events, don't forget, number one, our holiday gift thing. Well, let's start at the beginning. Tomorrow I'll be in Southfield at the Urban Author Takeover, and then the following Saturday I'll be in Rochester Hills, Barnes and Nobles for the, not Barnes and Nobles, I'm sorry, Rochester Hills Library for the Small Business Saturday book sale. So join us and support local. And after that, following that, the first weekend of December, I'll be at the Writing Room, which I'm kind of excited. They're at the first annual, it's a co-working space in Detroit for writers of all kind. And I'll be doing their book sale as well the first week in December. Then holiday party, so come, please bring an author, bring a writer's gift. And I'll be doing some giveaways there, so please come. Shortly after, I think the week after that, I'll be doing the blogging and social media intensive, so please come to that one as well. I'll have some resources and thing, so make sure you sign up and come. I mean, it's gonna be really great. We're gonna get your social media ready for 2020, so yes, you need to be there. You do need to be there. So I am gonna have some great tips and tricks. So I've been going to a couple of classes this year and picking up a lot of stuff and a lot of information, even more, but a lot of information. I'm so happy I found my glasses. Y'all just don't know. I thought I lost them. But I'm gonna wrap it up because now I'm home. Yay, Sylvia's home. And I know I gotta wash my hair soon. I don't feel like it. So if somebody wants to, you know, come over and wash this hair, I'd appreciate you. That'd be a nice Christmas gift. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining me. I so appreciate it. And you guys can see more of my calendar at sylviahubbard.com/events, where you can sign up for stuff. And also you can as well go to motownwriters.com and get updates, and make sure you're subscribed on the blog so you can more things. And I hope to see you around. I hope to see you at any of the events. And if I don't, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, see you next year, you know, all those other things. So you guys, bye. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you're seeing this later on the replay, leave them in the comments, and I'll be answering questions all day today. And then I'll repost this on YouTube with actually more in the comments as well, of links and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube videos at youtube.com/SylviaHubbard1 as well. So goodbye. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.